It's hard to take in all the beauty, but look at that. The architecture in Spain is just... whew. We were running a little bit late.
We're like a bit...
Yeah, we were a bit of a ways from the main city too. We didn't make the train, to say the least. We were like almost like 10 minutes late. Figured out what we could do is look at our phone, and we had Uber. So the Uber driver, who barely spoke any English, was just trying to say something to us.
Yeah, and the whole time I was having anxiety because I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna sound...
I was intrigued because it's like, I can take you guys through the freeway and it'll be like this amount of time, but it'll be a little bit longer if we go through the mountains, but it'll be a lot cooler looking.
For me, I'm just checking. I want to make sure that we're going on the right track.
And then he dropped us off, boom, right here. And you're just literally transported back 1,000 years. I've never been to a place this old in my life. That is an aqueduct, and it was built by the Romans over 1,000 years ago, you know? It's like crazy. All right, we're here in Segovia, and this is the aqueduct. And it was built by the Romans. There's no mortar or cement that holds these blocks together. It's all gravity. And it's been here for almost 1,000 years, probably. It goes 16 kilometers up the mountains. And it used to bring water down to the city up until the 60s when they were still using it. That's pretty damn cool. And of course, you see the town that's built around it. It's just gorgeous.
It's out of a storybook, like,
yeah.
You know, if you watch Beauty and the Beast like movie, that's how it feels like. So this is like the old town of Segovia, and then there are, you know, really cool boutique shops on those little streets. These streets are literally tiny, but there's cars that do drive through there. So this building is really interesting because in Segovia, the architecture is really big deal. Throughout the ages, I would say, all the builders would have facades on their building like that one. So much more ornate. And it's actually a school right now. Imagine going to like a medieval building like this for a school. So all these rich families would build these buildings and they would have their own unique facades. And this guy was like, my facade is going to be insane. It's a nice little medieval town that you could just walk through. Look at all these facades. We didn't even try this.
Oh yeah, so this is Fresno's. We tried it somewhere else, but not here in Segovia. And this is like the Spanish version of chicharron with laman. And it's just, really good. You see that stunning cathedral right there. You see that for the first time, it takes your breath away. It's just, look at that. Jeez. Yeah, this is the first cathedral we've been to in Europe. It's like if you were in heaven and you saw a building, it probably looked like that.
It's like, you know, the sand castle, like,
yeah,
you get the wet sand and then you drip. Yeah, you drip it.
Yeah, that's what you call Gothic architecture. Everything points toward the heavens. And then once you get inside the cathedral, you're like, what? You're in a different planet. And you go inside it, it's like, wow, is this heaven? Imagine you're a peasant in medieval Europe and all you do every single day is work the field till your bones are ground. And then you see this cathedral and you go inside it. It's like, wow, these peasants.
It's out of a fantasy book.
Every bit of it is just stunning. And it's so cool. You can even see like the marks where they would cut the stone with the chisel. The carvings are just so intricate. And these are like 700 years old. So these are tombs of saints. So that's the pulpit, and that's where the priest would say his sermon. And we're approaching the choir, which is really cool. They're like enclosed in a cage that's like golden encrusted, full of medieval chairs. So imagine this being filled with really great singers. There's got to be like maybe almost 100 seats in there. Filled that with really good singers, plus the organs. If that doesn't move you, I don't know what will. This is all the sheet music to the songs that they would sing in the mass. How cool is that? All
the book
books.
Cover.
It's like leather from like 500 years ago.
From Hocus Pocus.
So it was built in the 15th century between 1525 and 1577. So that's not too long, about 50 plus years. But that's crazy. So this is the Alcazar of Segovia, and it was the main palace of the Castilian kingdom, and they had 22 kings that lived in this place. And here's the most fun fact of all. The Disney castle, the Cinderella castle that's in the Magic Kingdom in Anaheim and also in Orlando, is based on this castle. Well, it was inspired. The design was inspired by this castle. So this is around 300 years older than that cathedral we went to. What makes this castle really significant, because this is the castle of
Isabella I.
Isabella was Castilian. She was a princess, a Castilian princess, and she married the Prince of Leon. Their marriage was a union between two kingdoms that eventually became Spain. So this is the start of Spain right here. The marriage of Castile, which is represented by the castle right here, and Leon, which is represented by the lion right here. So that's the start of Spain. Do you know, in the Philippines, where we're from, we call Spanish people Castilla because they knew these Castilians.
Wow, that's mind-blowing.
Spanish wasn't even a thing.
Oh, I just also want to mention for parents, your toddler will not mind experiencing this. Izzy really enjoyed seeing the horses and just the idea that, oh, I'm in a castle. And he loved it.
Yeah, he loved being in a castle. Well, I loved being in a castle. This was my first time ever being in a castle.
It's almost like a theme park for him. Though there's nothing else to do, but he gets to see all these nights. Something so medieval, something out of the ordinary.
You can see the carved marks of the stone, which is really cool because everything is made by hand.
Talking at that time. Oh yeah, because he kept saying castle.
Yeah, and he kept looking for dragons. He's like, where's the dragon in the castle? So much fun.
So nice. I want our house to be like that.
The old medieval castles, you'd have to go from one room to the next room to the next room to get to the room you want to get to. The further you get through the castle, the more special you have to be. The higher your rank you have to be. So like the first room, a lot of people can get into. The next room to that, even less people, until you get to the throne room. And only the most special people in the kingdom, people closest to the king, get to reach the last room, which is the throne room. And that's their armory, that's where they keep all the guns. So these folks ended up becoming the first superpower in the world. They conquered a lot of the planet, and they did it with these things. Big guns. That's how they conquered the world.
Cannon goes boom.
Here is the train station.
The bullet train.
The bullet train. This time, we were able to make the bullet train back to Madrid. And this was my first time riding the bullet train. It was pretty cool.
It's the first time riding a bullet train.
Woo. And it's like a normal train inside. I think it's just faster.
So this is a bullet train. We're going 200 kilometers an hour right now. Pretty damn fast.
Join us for the next part of our Spain trip where we explore more of Madrid. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more Family Day Off. Ciao!